This conference will now be recorded.
What was the last class? This one, right? 14th. We have done some arrays. Yeah. Then we went from last to first set. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Today's class. Write a program to accept. Hi Kavita. Hi Chandrasekhar. It's recording and sharing అవ్వట్లేదా? Okay. Can you see my screen now? Kavita, Chandrasekhar? Okay. Write a program to accept values into an array. Okay. And display the contents of array along with along with sum of all elements. It is a program. Okay, write a program to accept arrays. Okay, and it add the all the values. As usual, we have to include stdio.h. Next, we have to include console input output.h. Next, write down void main. Next, I need array. Why? Because I want to store some values. Here 15 is the maximum. N is nothing but how many numbers. Next I. Next sum. I nothing but to increment. For increment the value. Starting n is equal to I is equal to 0, I is equal to 1 like that. Till I less than or equal to or I less than n. Okay. Here array is nothing but it indicates number of values of integer type. Okay. Next use clear screen. Next use printf. In this printf it says slash n, nothing but next line enter size of array. It is nothing but size of array. Next scanf. In the scanf use percentage d. That is nothing but address of n. So we have to enter n number of values, n values. If n is equal to 5, we have to enter 5 values. Okay. Next, for loop. For loop to accept the values, always it will start with 0 for arrays. Because array start with 0, A of 0, B of 0, C of 0, like that. And it should be less than the value n. and it should be less than the value n. I plus plus printf it says enter element percentage d, it is nothing but I plus 1. It means I is equal to 0, right? So it enter element, first element. It will display like enter element 1. Enter element 1 means first element. Okay. Here it will ask to save the values or scan the values into the some address. Here what is the address? A of I. So the first element you entered, it will store in A of I. What is I here? Startingly 0. So the first element stores in A of 0. Okay. And close the bracket. Okay. This for loop accept the values. The first for loop always accept the values in arrays. The second for loop to display the values. Okay. The first for loop always you have scanf. Next to for loop sum is equal to 0. Here it is I is equal to 0. Here it is the sum is equal to 0. Why? Because I want to display the sum value. I want to display the sum value. Every time I want to add one new value. It is the first element, so 0 plus the first element, second element, so it will that first element plus second element. It's like a loop. Here also I is equal to 0. Sir, can we do like this? Yes. We can initialize and we declare two variables at a time. Okay. Next one, I less than n plus I plus plus. Okay. Here I declare the variable sum and here I initialize that variable to 0. Okay. This for loop accept the values. So we enter the values and this for loop do the calculation. What the calculation? Sum means it will add those values. Okay. The sum is nothing but sum plus a of I. A of I. Close the bracket. Okay. This for loop accept the values to enter the values of the input. This for loop it is nothing but print or display the sum only sum. Okay na? First I is equal to 0, a of 0, sum plus a of 0, 0 plus the first element like that. Okay. Next use one more printf elements of the array. Okay. This will print, okay, the elements of the array. For this also we need one more for loop. Okay, for accepting values we need for loop. For displaying the values we need one more for loop. Here I is equal to 0. Okay, printf. Okay, printf. Here in the starting we need scanf to get the data. Here in this for loop we need printf to display the data or print the data. Okay, percentage we can use usually d, but if you want more space between two values, at that time use percentage 5d and it will display a of I. Close the bracket. Okay, so here till now we have three for loops. This for loop is nothing but to print the value. The last statement to print the sum of the all the elements, to sum of the all the elements. Okay, so this is about accept values and display those values. For example, okay, if you take the output, okay, it will ask the first printf, enter size of array, enter size of array. For example, I want to enter 4, means it accept 4 values, it accept 4 values. The next statement is enter element 1, enter element 1, enter, you see क्या है वो अच्छा वेरी गुड वो पेपर में लपट के रख फेंक दूंगा enter size of array I enter 4 here enter element percentage d what is the d value here I plus 1 I is 0 0 plus 1 1 so it will ask enter element 1 enter element 1 okay for example I entered 23 again it will ask enter element 2 why now I value will become 2 I plus plus I plus 1 so 2 1 1 plus 1 nothing but 2 initial I value is 0 so it print 0 plus 1 1 next time I value is 1 so it print 1 plus 1 2 so it says enter element 2 हाँ मेरे को दे फिर रिमचक नको दे उन खा लेते okay enter element 2 for example 45 again enter element 3 for example 56 I need to enter 4 elements right enter element 4 enter element 4 67 67 so what happened it will give the calculation what is the calculation sum of elements of an array is equal to sum. Okay. Okay. If you check, enter sum of array. Okay, add this 23, 3 plus 5. Okay, something 3 plus 5, 8, 8 plus 13, 21. 1 and 2. 2 plus 6, 8, 8 plus 9, 17, 17, 19. Okay, so this is the output. This is about output. Okay. Hi Chandra Shekhar, where is Kavita? Chalo bhai. Okay. So this is the end of the program. Next program. Next program. Write a program to accept some numbers into an array and find sum of even and odd numbers. Okay. Write a program to accept some numbers, means some
Hmm.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and find sum of even numbers
Hmm. Oh,
separately, sum of odd numbers separately.
hello.
Yeah, hello, Surendra.
My name was Yolwa. You.
Hmm? Surendra, you're talking to me? Kirti, beta. Okay, okay. Oh, Kirti, yeah. Okay. Okay. Here, in previous program, we add all the numbers. Here, we have to add even numbers as well as odd numbers separately. यहाँ गड़बड़ नहीं रखा यहाँ गड़बड़ नहीं रखा नहीं void main int a of 15 n even odd comma I. Okay. Hmm. Very good. थोड़ा पानी लाओ ना कहाँ रखा है पानी ला printf enter size of array, scanf, percentage d, comma, this of n, for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Open the bracket, f slash n, enter, same like that, element, percentage d, okay, close this, and the trailing document I plus 1, I plus 1, scanf, use percentage d, a of 5. So that value is stored in a of I, a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, like that. Okay, so this is the first for loop. This is the first for loop. And next one, we have to add. Yeah. Next for loop, add odd numbers and even numbers. So initially, I did not declare anything. Okay, you can declare here also, no problem. Even is equal to 0, add is equal to 0. Both are same. Okay, instead of that, we can declare here also. Even is equal to odd is equal to I is equal to 0. Even is equal to 0 means sum of even numbers. Odd is equal to 0, sum of odd numbers, and I is equal to 0. Next to the condition, I less than n. Next is I plus plus. Okay. Here, if they want to add two numbers, it will check the condition. Okay. If you divide array, a value of array by 2, and if you get 0 as a remainder, why? Because this return remainder only, percentile, it will return the remainder. If the remainder is 0, then we can say that even, okay, is equal to even plus a of I. Even is equal to even plus a of I. Here you can write this in two ways. You can write like this also. Even is equal to, okay, even plus is equal to a of I. Both are same. Okay, but for our understanding purpose, use this one. Okay, close the bracket. If this condition is false, if this condition is false, okay, then what we have to do? We have to check else condition. Okay, odd is equal to odd plus a of I. Okay, it means if the value is even, add that value in the even number. If that number is odd, add that number in the odd number series. Okay, that is the thing. Next here, use printf statement to display the value even sum or sum of the even numbers. Okay, you can write like this: percentage d. Okay, that is nothing but even. Right? What is the variable we have? Even. Okay, so it is nothing but even. Next, printf slash n odd sum percentage d. That is nothing but odd. Close the bracket. Close the bracket. Okay, so this is the any doubt today's topic. Okay, so this is about our okay. So this is about our program. Okay, I will give you one assignment or work or homework or task. Okay, what is the task? Write a program to accept any four elements into an array and store the sum in last cell. Okay, so this is the program. Okay, this is the program task. Okay, or assignment. Assignment. Okay, write a program to accept any four elements into an array and store the sum in last cell. Okay, do this, and we have some arrays. Okay, and one more program. Write a program to accept five num numbers into an array and copy all these elements into another array. Okay, so these two are assignments. Okay, so this is the end of our session. Okay, Chandrasekhar, what happened, man? So it's today's notes. And